UW-Madison is looking to make its legal studies courses more inclusive.
And this is in response to an incident that caused a student to walk out of a lecture last week after an instructor invited an ex-felon convicted of sexual assault to speak to his criminal justice class. Jamie Perez is here with more details on what happened. Jamie?
All right, so no one will tell us who this person was that came and talked with this class, but we know this happened in a legal studies course mostly filled with freshmen and sophomores. Now, the student who has asked not to be identified said that guest speaker walked into the class and spoke about his incarceration as a convicted rapist. The student took their complaints to the dean of students, and it's sparking a conversation now. The school is saying they're taking the steps needed to make sure students have the best education experience possible in the future. On college campuses, it's common to hear from numerous perspectives on any given subject. But this time, it triggered a student to walk out of class. An ex-felon who has been convicted of sexual misconduct twice was invited as a guest speaker in Ralph Grunewald's Criminal Justice in America class. The school says the intent was to talk about what happens to offenders who are released from prison back into the community, but the felon ended up talking about his incarceration as a convicted rapist. One student who was angered by this walked out of the class and told the Daily Cardinal what happened and said they were completely outraged that without any trigger warnings prior to the lecture, somebody who was a convicted rapist was going to come in to speak to our class, and he has the opportunity to be around girls the same age as the girl whom he has assaulted. UW officials declined our request for an on-camera interview, but acknowledged that this happened. They told us the professor did not ask the guest speaker what they were convicted of and didn't realize they were going to share it with the class. The professor even saying most of the students were appreciative of the chance to hear from a convicted felon, even though one student felt differently. In a statement, they said, "We recognize that the subjects dealt with in some classes can be distressing. Our intent is to ensure such material has a clear educational purpose and is handled sensitively with notice given to students so that they can be prepared for when it's presented or make alternative arrangements with the instructor." A former teacher's assistant for Grunewald said the point of the guest speaker is to hear from someone who has experienced re-entry firsthand. They told us, "I value content warnings for students, but we are perpetuating stigmatization and setting a dangerous standard if we start warning students about the presence of someone ever convicted of a felony." Now, the student who complained to the dean said that she did not want to perpetuate the story any further and declined an on-camera interview, but she did tell me that she felt like her voice was heard by the university. The student and university staff are speaking together to move forward from this incident.
All right, Jamie Perez reporting. Now, Jamie, thank you.